Good evening, guys. We're back at it this evening. Hope you had a wonderful day. So next to you, we've been bearish for a while, and on the 15-minute time frame today, there was an entry around there. I didn't take this, but this would have been an even position for me if I had taken it. But I spotted one here. You can see this bearish engulfing did engulf the last candle, the last white little candle, and I took a sell off here. Broke even after 1:1. I broke even after 1:1. Then price did come down a little, and I left my entry. I left my stop loss at the entry, and price almost took me out there. But right after then, I took out my first partial. That's 1:3. But the other one was an even position. The second partial got taken out somewhere around here. But in general, I was able to make some money from this little move down there. My first partial did 1:3, and that's very good for me. But recently I just spotted this bearish engulfing also before taking this live session, and I decided to take a sell on it. I'm presently in this position, running risks presently. And the next pair is Euro USD. On Euro USD, for a while we've been bullish, and I had a loss here. Yeah, it was yesterday, but today there was no entry for me on Euro USD because you can see price give the bullish entry here, give another bullish entry here. If I had taken this, it would have been an even position. This could have been a loss, but I was seeing the kind of confirmation that there's a probability we break this low, and that is what happened on the 4-hour time frame. We did break the low here to form the new lower low, and that's another break of structure to the downside. As you can see, this candle did close below it on the 4-hour, and the move started from this high here. This high is a protected high for me. Yeah, so now we'll be looking forward to see the bearish engulfing either on the 1 hour or on the 15-minute time frame. Okay, but there was no entry for me on Euro USD today. On USD JPY, I took one entry here. Though yes, it was based on the 15-minute time frame. Based on the 15-minute, you can see this bearish engulfing here. I mean the bullish engulfing. So I took a buy here. I was just like a pip or two away from breaking even. Price came back into it. I took a loss here, and then went up after that. So it didn't actually hit my first partial, so it could have been an even position, but I took a loss on it. And for me on the 4-hour time frame, let's see where we stand. We've created a new high, and now this is the protected low for me. So we continue breaking to the upside on USD JPY. On GBP card today, there was a fall. We've been bearish for a very long time now, and on the 4-hour, price has just been going back and forth till this little moment right here. This was the entry it gave, the bearish engulfing, and it's still running nicely. So I don't happen to be in this position. I had a lot of entries today, a lot of break even, took few losses, and I took some partials also. But then when this formed, I'll probably running risks on some currency pair, so I could not take this entry, and I left that. So the next pair is GBP AUD. Also on GBP AUD, we've been bearish for a very long time now. And on the 15-minute time frame, was there anything like an entry today? Yeah, there was one right here. You can see the bearish engulfing, and I don't think it did up to one. The next pair we'll be looking at is ADUSD. On ADUSD on the 4 hour, we are still on the downside. This high is still the protected high, and we are still breaking to the downside. This high right here, price came up a little today. This was just the markup I did yesterday, and I'm still expecting the bearish engulfing to form. And today, let's see whether there was an entry. There was nothing like that, both on the 1 hour and the 15-minute time frame. I actually didn't have any entry and didn't take any trade on ADUSD. I think the network is a little lagging, so just bear with me. So the next one we'll be looking at is GBP GBP today on the 4 hour, we've been bullish for a while now from this moment here, and this low is still valid, so price is still within this impulse. So today I spot, this was just a markup, but on the 15-minute time frame, I decided to take a buy of this large candle. It came back into the demand zone, and I decided to take a buy of it right here. And price did 1:1, I broke even, then came back into my entry, and by then my stop loss was at the entry level, so this was an even position for me. But presently I'm just gonna leave XGBP to do its thing. It's been going back and forth for a while now. I was expecting it to break out then, and it didn't. So tomorrow there will be less monitoring on it, but in general I'll still be looking for the bullish confirmation. On USD card, there was no entry for me today, but USD card, we did break to the downside. There was a break of structures to the downside there. There was a break of structures to the downside there, and there was nothing like an entry in form of the bearish engulfing. So this is one right here, and this one came down enough to break even, but later went into it, so might not be a loss, might be an even position if they take a sell of this entry here. And this is another large one that obviously more than my ideal stop loss. Let's see. Wow, it's not more than, that's like 16 pips. And okay, it's enough for you to break even, but by then price is back to the entry, so it's just an even position there. So now we've shifted beyond USD card, and lastly the pair we'll be looking at is USD CHF. Here today I took an entry somewhere around there on the 15-minute time frame. You can see this is the bullish engulfing I followed, took my first partial out, and price came back into the entry. By then my stop loss was already here, I was already even on the position, so I only had first partial on this entry. Then secondly, I saw this bullish engulfing. You can see the candle did close a little above this black candle here, and I did almost 1:2, then break even on it. Price came back into it, took me out at the entry, then went up. So for me, I was just even on this position. There was no profit, but it ran perfectly well because after breaking even at almost 1:2, price came back into the entry, and that's not ideal for me. So I just left the entry and it ran perfectly. So that's that for me, and I hope you had a wonderful trading day too. Of recent, I just took a sell here, and I'm going to be leaving that overnight. So see you tomorrow morning.